All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Progress of COVID-19 vaccination drive in the country reviewed by the Prime Minister, says pace of testing should not go down. More than 32 crore doses of vaccine administered in the country so far. Madhya Pradesh government lifts Sunday lockdown in the state with immediate effect. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to pay a 3-day visit to Ladakh beginning today. Sajan Prakash becomes first Indian swimmer to qualify for Tokyo Olympics. Ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra bags bronze medal at Kvartane Games in Finland. Manu Bhakar and Saurabh Chaudhary clinched silver in 10 meters air pistol mixed team event at ISSF World Cup in Croatia. And Denmark thrash Wales 4-0 to enter quarterfinals of the Euro Cup football. Italy beat Austria 2-1 to reach the last 8. As the nation gears up for free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years, we advise the listeners to get vaccinated. We also advise the listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow the 4 simple steps. Wear face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 70th episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan and also on AIR News website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of AIR, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will be repeated at 8 in the evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate a Zen Garden and Kaizen Academy at Ahmedabad Management Association AMA Ahmedabad in Gujarat today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said this is yet another instance showcasing the close bond between India and Japan.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting with top officials to review the progress of vaccination and COVID situation in the country. During the high-level meeting held yesterday, officials gave a detailed presentation to the Prime Minister on the progress of vaccination in the country. He was briefed about the age-wise vaccination coverage. He was also briefed about the vaccine coverage among healthcare workers, frontline workers and general population in various states. Officials apprised Mr. Modi about the vaccine supply in the upcoming months and efforts being made to increase the production. More from our correspondent.
During the meeting, the Prime Minister was informed that 3.77 crore doses of vaccine have been administered in the last 6 days, which is more than the entire population of countries like Malaysia, Saudi Arabia and Canada. It was also discussed that 128 districts in the country have vaccinated more than 50% of the 45-plus population and 16 districts have vaccinated more than 90% of the 45-plus population. Prime Minister expressed satisfaction at the rising speed of vaccination in this week and stressed that it is important to carry this momentum forward. Officers also briefed him that they are in touch with state governments to explore and implement innovative methods to reach people for vaccination. Mr. Modi spoke about the need to involve NGOs and other organizations in such efforts. With Anand Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
During the review meeting, the Prime Minister also directed officers to work with the states to ensure that the pace of testing does not go down as testing remains a very important weapon to track and contain the rising infections in any region. Officers also apprised the Prime Minister about the rising interest in CoWIN platform globally. He said that efforts should be made to help all countries who have expressed interest with India's rich tech expertise in the form of CoWIN platform. In another significant achievement, India's cumulative COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the landmark of 32 crore. The cumulative figure stands at 32 crore 11,43,649. As the new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from 21st of June, more than 58,10,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Health Ministry said more than 36,68,000 vaccine doses were administered as first dose and 1,14,506 vaccine doses given as second dose in the age group 18 to 44 years. Cumulatively, over 8 crore 30 lakh people across 37 states and union territories have received their first dose, and total 18,48,754 have received their second dose since the start of phase 3 of the vaccination drive. Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal have administered more than 10 lakh beneficiaries of the age group 18 to 44 years for the first dose of COVID vaccine.
Odisha government has reiterated its request to the centre to revise the COVID-19 vaccine allocation for the state. It has requested the centre to supply the vaccines at a ratio 95:5 instead of the present ratio of 75:25. More from a Bhubaneswar correspondent.
In a letter to the Union Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, the State Health Minister has said that the presence of the private hospitals in the state is limited to only 5% of the total healthcare sector in Odisha. Hence, as per the existing allocation arrangement, the state may lose out its proportionate share of 25% vaccine allocation. He added that as of now, only 7 private hospitals in Odisha have been able to procure vaccines directly from the manufacturers. Meanwhile, the state yesterday vaccinated a total of more than 2,44,000 beneficiaries against the virus, which continues to hold the state in a lockdown mode since the 5th of May last, though the viral impact in general has significantly been watered down. Girish Chandradas, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Bihar is witnessing a sharp decline in fresh COVID cases. The state's recovery rate is risen to 98%, while the test positivity rate is declined to below 1% and it is 0.18%. The number of active cases is also decreasing and presently stands at 2,396. Over 7,21,000 people have so far recovered from the infection. 190 fresh COVID cases were reported in the state during the last 24 hours and 395 people recovered yesterday. More than 10 fresh cases were from 6 districts including Patna, Muzaffarpur, Saharsa. Over 1 crore 50 lakh people have been vaccinated in the state so far.
Tamil Nadu registered 5,415 COVID cases yesterday. More than 7,000 patients recovered from COVID. Over 44,000 patients are under treatment and a total of 148 deaths were reported. Over 1,70,000 samples were tested. In Chennai district, 314 COVID cases were reported. Coimbatore district registered 671 and Erode district recorded 574 cases in the last 24 hours. In Chhattisgarh, about 25% of the population has been vaccinated against COVID-19. In the last 5 days, more than 7,70,000 people have been vaccinated. We have more from our Raipur correspondent.
In Chhattisgarh, more than 84,78,000 COVID vaccines have been administered so far, including the first and second doses. In Raigad district of the state, yesterday 1 lakh people were vaccinated. Meanwhile, several steps are being taken in the state to motivate people for vaccination. In Balrampur district, women associated with the National Rural Livelihood Mission are motivating people to take vaccination along with making people aware about the measures to prevent corona infection. These women are writing information related to the benefits of COVID vaccine on the walls of houses and major buildings. Similarly, in Raipur district also, Anganwadi workers Mitanen, Patwari and Kotwar are going door to door motivating people for COVID vaccination. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Madhya Pradesh government has withdrawn Sunday lockdown in the state with immediate effect. However, the night curfew will continue across the state as earlier. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan cited improvement in the coronavirus situation in the state as reason for lifting the Sunday curfew. More from a Bhopal correspondent.
Chief Minister
Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that corona is under control in Madhya Pradesh. 35 districts of the state did not report a single new positive case. State reported 46 new cases of COVID-19 while 204 patients have recovered from infection. Currently, there are 927 active cases remaining in the state. The 7-day positivity rate is 0.1%. Meanwhile, on the 4th day of the mega vaccination campaign, state has topped the country with vaccination of more than 9,64,000 people. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
President Ramnath Kovind will visit his birthplace Paronk and Pukhraya town in Kanpur Dehat district today and take part in various programs scheduled there. President reached Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh in a special presidential train on his 5-day visit of the state on Friday evening. Yesterday he met dignitaries and old friends in Kanpur. During his 5-day tour, President will also go to state capital Lucknow. A report.
Paronk village in Kanpur Dehat district is eager to welcome the President of India, Ramnath Kovind. It took almost 4.5 years for the President to reach his birthplace after taking over his present assignment. In Paronk village, President will visit the temple of local deity Patri Devi, Ambedkar Milan Kendra and community center in village which was earlier his ancestral home and was later converted into the community center. There will be a function to felicitate President in Paronk village. He will later go to Pukhraya in Kanpur Dehat district and will attend a function scheduled there. Tomorrow, the President will board the special train at Kanpur Central Railway Station to reach Lucknow for his 2-day visit to the state capital. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Kanpur Dehat.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be on a 3-day visit to Ladakh from today. He will be accompanied by Army Chief General M.M. Naravne. Defence Minister will also visit forward posts during his visit to Ladakh. A report from our Leh correspondent.
In his 3-day visit, Rajnath Singh will inaugurate several border road organization projects built across the country from Leh. Sunday morning, Defence Minister will interact with the veteran servicemen. Later in the day, at 14 Corps headquarters, Defence Minister will be briefed about overall ground situation in eastern Ladakh. For the last 1 year, India and China had 11 rounds of talks to restore peace and tranquility along the line of actual control and maintain the status quo ante of pre-April 2020. However, China did not continue the disengagement on the agreed lines. The disengagement process in the remaining friction points, including Hot Springs, Gogra and Depsang, is deadlocked due to China's reluctance. Rajnath Singh's visit will boost the morale of soldiers guarding the borders in one of the toughest terrains in the world. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
As many as 15 retired IPS officers, including 10 former DGPs of states, have written a letter to the Prime Minister on Kashmir. In the letter, they said that in the past 7 years, they have noticed the central government's painstaking, courageous and decisive efforts at attempting to resolve the complex Kashmir issue. They said that it is a matter of national pride that over these years, the central government tried all means possible to achieve this goal. The momentous decision to annul Article 35A and read down Article 370 was efficiently implemented with all necessary precautions to prevent the loss of life and property. They said that the complete integration of Kashmir with the Union of India was a long-pending, unfinished task since India adopted the Constitution of India in 1950. Now a citizen of Kashmir can proudly call himself or herself Indian and receive all benefits that the Indian state bestows on its citizens. They said that it is a matter of great satisfaction that the government's ability to foresee future events and to plan for all kinds of possibilities led to tight control over crime, terrorism and public order since 5th of August 2019. They said the central government's most recent initiative at reaching out to political stakeholders and countering the twin elements of Dil Ki Duri and Dilli Ki Duri in order to enhance trust is exemplary, reflecting a dynamic approach to policy making. They said they are hopeful that the Prime Minister will fulfill their promise of bringing economic development to Jammu and Kashmir with all the robust investment plans that have been finalized. Retired IPS officers S.P. Ved, A.K. Singh, Vivek Dubey, Geeta Jhori, P.P. Pandey and K.B. Singh are among those who have signed the letter. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Progress of COVID-19 vaccination drive in the country, reviewed by Prime Minister, says pace of testing should not go down. More than 32 crore doses of vaccine administered in the country so far. Madhya Pradesh government lifts Sunday lockdown in the state with immediate effect. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to pay a 3-day visit to Ladakh beginning today. Sajan Prakash becomes the first Indian swimmer to qualify for Tokyo Olympics. Ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra bags bronze medal at Quartane Games in Finland. Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary clinched silver in 10 meters air pistol mixed team event at ISSF World Cup in Croatia. And Denmark thrashed Wales 4-0 to enter quarterfinals of Euro Cup football. Italy beat Austria 2-1 to reach the last 8. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Simple steps to stay safe and protected from COVID-19. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated.
The centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The child helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 Counselling Helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp Help Desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back. You are listening to the morning news. Government has termed the document as fake, which is doing rounds on social media, claiming that dearness allowance and dearness relief for central government employees and pensioners will be resumed from July 2021. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau said that this claim is fake and no such announcement has been made by the Government of India. Sajan Prakash has become the first Indian swimmer to qualify for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. Sajan achieved the feat as he clocked 1 minute 56.38 seconds in the men's 200 meters butterfly at the Sette Kohli Trophy in Rome. The qualification cutoff was 1 minute 56.48 seconds. Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Kiran Rijiju congratulated the swimmer and hailed the commitment of Sajan. Tokyo Olympics will begin in July 23rd and the games will run up to August 8th this year. The event was slated to be held last year, but it was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra clinched the bronze medal at the Quartane Games in Finland yesterday. He finished third behind world number 1 Johannes Vetter of Germany and former Olympic gold medalist Keshawn Walcott of Trinidad and Tobago. Neeraj Chopra threw his javelin at the 86.79 meters mark. Vetter produced a massive throw of 93.59 meters and Walcott gave his season best with an 89.12 meters throw. This was Chopra's third best performance this season since rewriting his own national record during the Indian Grand Prix 3 with a throw of 88.07 meters in March at the NIS Patiala. India's Manu Bhaker and Saurabh Chaudhary clinched silver in the 10 meters air pistol mixed team event at the International Shooting Sport Federation ISSF World Cup in Osijek, Croatia yesterday. The pair lost 12-16 to Russia's Vitalina Batsarskina and Artem Chernosov, who won the gold medal. In a thrilling contest, Chaudhary and Manu fought back from 6-12 to make it 12 all. With this silver medal in the mixed team event, India now has 3 medals, 2 of them being bronze. Russia is leading the field with 7 medals, including 3 gold. Chaudhary and Manu had topped the field in the first qualifying round, shooting 587 out of 600 after 60 shots, 30 shots each team member. Today, Manu and Rahi Sarnobat will be seen in action in the women's 25 meters pistol event. Sanjeev Rajput and Aishwari Pratap Singh Tomar will compete in the men's 50-meter rifle event.
In the Euro Cup football, Kasper Dolberg scored 2 goals to give Denmark a 4-0 victory over Wales and a spot in the quarterfinals. Dolberg is former Ajax striker, and the match was played at the club's home stadium in Amsterdam. Denmark coach Kasper Hegelmann gave Dolma Dolberg his first start of the tournament and he scored a goal in each half. Joachim Mallet scored the third goal in the 88th minute and Martin Braithwaite added the fourth in injury time. The Danes will play either the Netherlands or the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals in Baku on Saturday. In another match, Italy beat Austria 2-1 with extra time goals to reach the last 8. Italy scored twice in extra time through substitutes Federico Chiesa and Matteo Pessina to give the Euro 2020 title contender a nerve-wracking 2-1 victory over Austria and a spot in the quarterfinals. Italy will now play either Belgium or Portugal in its quarterfinal next Friday in Munich. Punjab's Gurinder Veer Singh won the men's 100 meters dash with a meet record of 10.27 seconds at the National Interstate Athletics Championships in Patiala. Lovepreet Singh of Punjab was second with a time of 10.47 seconds, while Amya Kumar Malik of Odisha was third with a time of 10.49 seconds. Malik holds the national record of 10.26 seconds. In the women's 100-meter dash, S. Dhanalakshmi powered away to victory with a time of 11.52 seconds, while Duti Chand finished fourth. Amasha De Silva of Sri Lanka was second with a time of 11.59 seconds, while Archana Sushindran of Tamil Nadu was third with a time of 11.60 seconds. Tejaswin Shankar, the national record holder in the men's high jump, cleared 2.20 meters to win the high jump title.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has announced a prize money of 3 crore rupees for sportspersons from the state who win gold medal in Tokyo Olympics. Speaking at the vaccination camp held exclusively for sportspersons in the state, he said that silver medalists would be given a prize money of 2 crore rupees and bronze medalists would get 1 crore rupees. We have more from our Chennai correspondent.
The government has given 5 lakh rupees to 7 sports persons in the state for participating in Olympics. Netra Kumanan, K.C. Ganapati and Varun Thakkar from the state are participating in yachting. Others are G. Satyan and Sarat Kamal in table tennis and Bhavani Devi in fencing. Mariappan, Paralympic gold medal winner in high jump, will participate in the Paralympics. The government has plans to vaccinate differently abled sports persons at their homes. The government is in the process of identifying and training sports persons in the 4 divisions of the state and provide them quality care apart from sponsoring them to attend international and Olympic events at a cost of rupees 25 lakh per sports person. Joy, AR News, Chennai.
With 27 days to go for Tokyo Olympic Games, All India Radio will be featuring wrestler Ravi Dahiya, the reigning Asian champion and one of the top contenders for a medal at the Tokyo 2020.
Born on December 12, 1997 in Sonipat, Haryana, Ravi took up wrestling from a tender age and was supported by his father. He grew up fine-tuning his game at the Mecca of Indian wrestlers, the Chhatrasal Stadium in New Delhi. Ravi trained in New Delhi under the wing of renowned coach Satpal Singh from the age of 10. The 23-year-old shot to fame at the 2015 Junior World Wrestling Championships in Salvador de Bahia as he returned with a silver in the 55 kg category. He was sidelined with shoulder injury for a year in 2017, but Ravi bounced back and clinched the silver medal at the Under-23 World Championship the very next year. He booked the Olympic ticket in 2019 during the World Wrestling Championships, where he first defeated European champion Arsene Harutyunyan in the first round before toppling former world champion Yuki Takahashi in the quarter-final. Ravi finally settled for bronze as he lost to eventual gold medalist Zor Yugev in semi-final. Ravi has been incredibly consistent ever since then, as after remaining unbeaten in 2019 Pro Wrestling League in India, he followed it up the impressive performance with a gold medal at the 2020 Asian Wrestling Championship. Post Desk, AIR News.
In a major boost to the export of exotic fruits, a consignment of fiber and mineral-rich dragon fruit, also referred to as kamalam, has been exported to Dubai. A consignment of dragon fruit for export was sourced from the farmers of Tadesar village in Sangli district of Maharashtra. Minister of Commerce and Industry said that scientifically referred to as Hylocereus usundatus, the dragon fruit is grown in countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, the Philippines, the USA and Vietnam. The fruit contains fiber, vitamins, minerals and antioxidants. It can help in repairing the cell damage caused by oxidative stress and reduce inflammation and also improving the digestive system. Since the fruit has spikes and petals resembling a lotus, it is also referred to as Kamalam. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Mann Ki Baat program in July 2020 on All India Radio had mentioned about the dragon fruit farming in the arid Kutch region of Gujarat. He had congratulated the farmers of Kutch for the cultivation of fruit for ensuring India's self-sufficiency in the production.
आजकल कच्छ में किसान ड्रैगन फ्रूट्स की खेती के लिए सराहनीय प्रयास कर रहे हैं। बहुत से लोग जब सुनते हैं तो उन्हें आश्चर्य होता है, कच्छ और ड्रैगन फ्रूट्स, लेकिन वहाँ आज कई किसान इस कार्य में जुटे हैं। फल की गुणवत्ता और कम जमीन में ज्यादा उत्पाद को लेकर काफी इनोवेशन किए जा रहे हैं। ड्रैगन फ्रूट्स की लोकप्रियता लगातार बढ़ रही है, विशेषकर नाश्ते में इस्तेमाल काफी बढ़ा है। कच्छ के किसानों का संकल्प है कि देश को ड्रैगन फ्रूट्स का आयात न करना पड़े। यही तो आत्मनिर्भरता की बात है।
Today is the 82nd birth anniversary of all-time music maestro Rahul Dev Burman, popularly known as R.D. Burman and Panchamda. He was born on June 27, 1939. Regarded as one of the most influential composers of the Indian film industry, R.D. Burman has composed musical scores for 331 films. The great music maestro was married to popular singer Asha Bhosle and was the only son of the legendary music composer Sachin Dev Burman. They belonged to the Tripura royal family. To pay tribute to this great musician, composer and famous playback singer, Tripura government in association with the Northeast Zonal Cultural Centre organized a cultural program along with video shoot of the program. Officials of the ICA department said that the 1-hour video skit of the Colourful Music Orchestra will be available on YouTube channels of NEZCC from today, so that maximum people and R.D. Burman's fans can pay respect to the music maestro.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for the day. The national capital Delhi may witness thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature is 26 degrees and the maximum may go up to 39 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Chennai will see generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will vary between 29 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Jammu will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature is 23 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 39 degrees. Srinagar will also see mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Leh will have partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky and Muzaffarabad will also have partly cloudy sky.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Government raises alert on Delta Plus, lead the Hindu, adding advisory to states calls for more samples for epidemiological correlations. The Pioneer, quoting the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, says, Ayodhya should manifest finest of our traditions. Next generation should feel the desire to visit Ayodhya at least once in lifetime. Black Lives Matter. Floyd murderer gets record 22.5 years jail, informs the Asian Age. In another story, the paper writes, U.S. President assures sustained partnership with Kabul. We are going to stick with you, Biden tells Afghans. India agrees to recognize threat posed by cross-border terrorism, reports the Tribune. Monsoon is on a break, says India Meteorological Department, writes Hindustan Times. And finally, the Times of India reports, gyms, yoga center in Delhi can reopen at 50% capacity. Hotels can host weddings with max 50 people.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 a.m. today. Progress of COVID-19 vaccination drive in the country reviewed by the Prime Minister, says pace of testing should not go down. More than 32 crore doses of vaccine administered in the country so far. Madhya Pradesh government lifts Sunday lockdown in the state with immediate effect. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to pay a 3-day visit to Ladakh beginning today. Sajan Prakash becomes first Indian swimmer to qualify for Tokyo Olympics. Ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra bags bronze medal at Kvartane Games in Finland. Manu Bhakar and Saurabh Chaudhary claimed silver in 10 meters air pistol mixed team event at ISSF World Cup in Croatia. And Denmark thrash Wales 4-0 to enter quarterfinals of the Euro Cup football. Italy beat Austria 2-1 to reach the last 8. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.